What's going on, Sagittarius? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just amazing, Sag. And it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. You know what also we're in for? A general energy weekly spread. So whenever you happen to come across this video, Sagittarius, there may be this weekly video, there may be some messages here for you. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Sag. Now with this spread, I'm going to be pulling a few oracle cards and then we'll get some tarot for some details. But before we jump into this thing, these readings that I do, they're not gender specific readings, so apply these. Oh, okay. So apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? Oh, we got a flyer. Oh, okay, no. But, okay, where was I at? Yes, apply these energies to people as it makes sense for your situations. And then, in case y'all were curious, the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below. So definitely check that out if you're interested there, Sag. Oh, I'm with it. So you got the 8th card of Capricorns here. I actually like this card, which is the library card. You still got your library card, Sag? And with this card, this is a card of knowledge, learning, history, information, research, books, pastime, archives, hidden documents, search, secrets, looking beneath the surface, author, reading, and writing. And you know, Sagittarius, I feel like especially with your sign, probably yours, Geminis, and probably Virgos, just because they're all, you know, Gemini and Virgo are ruled by Mercury, a thinking planet, and you being ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of expansion, of higher learning, of optimism, but really I feel like yours is a sign that really benefits from just enriching yourself with knowledge and not even just like learning just for learning's sake, you know, Sag, things that you can actually put into practice, that you can turn into wisdom. But, you know, I feel like yours is one that really, should make it a point to get experiences in every avenue that we can, you know, see as much of the world that you can, you know, and just really learn just a lot just about not even just like all the opportunities around you, but really learn about yourself as well. I love this, like looking beneath the surface and hidden in things, because you never know what type of, you know, while you're doing some soul searching and going on, I just picture you just going on a backpack, you know, backpacking somewhere in, I don't know, in a mountaintop, you know, just in search for just the answers in life. You know, that's really this energy, and I know we're getting a little philosophical here, maybe a little heady, but I mean, your sign is also one that deals with philosophy. I mean, when you think about just like you know, you're associated with the 9th house, but you know, really Sagittarius, just make sure, you know, just that we're making it a point to either be learning either like a new skill or refining an existing one, you know, just to keep that growth just going. But also with this card, I feel like for some others, if you do find yourself, you know, as you're going through this journey, you know, as you become really, you know, gain some expertise in whatever it is that you happen to be learning in life, you know, be open to sharing that with others, because yours is a sign as well, I feel like would make just like an excellent teacher, professor, however that looks like, you know. And you can be, this could be in, you know, maybe you're going in like a scholastic setting, or maybe you're writing a book, you know, or maybe you're making some poetry, or maybe you're opening a library there, Sagittarius. I don't know how expansive you're feeling today, but this is something that I feel like don't keep that, or and you know I wouldn't tell you what to do, Sag, but if you have all this knowledge, this wisdom, these experiences, be willing to share that, because I tell you what, I love listening. I feel like Sagittarians just have just wonderful stories, and I feel like that everyone can learn a lot and take a lot from that, and maybe even find it a way to incorporate that in their own lives. Create your, this could even be like a low-key legacy here. Maybe you're creating some video stuff, and maybe on like a YouTube or a Discord or anywhere else you might want to record some type of stuff, but log this, archive this stuff here, Sagittarius. Let's get some tarot on this and see, get a little bit more details here. I like this so far. Look at you, you erudite. I see you. Okay. Okay. All right, let's see what we got here, Sag. Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay. I see. So you have here, we got the Eight of Cups, we have the Fool, we have the Knight of Disc, and then we have the Priestess. And Sagittarius, not that I'm calling anybody out here. Oh, not that I'm calling anybody out here. But with this Eight of Cups, one thing with this card, card can represent indolence, as you see at the bottom here. And if we've been feeling that, I don't even feel like it's that you've been procrastinating, but if we just feel more so that just like the energy has gotten a little sluggish, whether that be, maybe we haven't been how you get, you're like, if you've ever, Sagittarius, okay, for example, there was a period of time, I remember back in the day, my parents still have, they got like satellite TV, and every now and again they'd have these marathons that'd be just like trash TV. I mean, just like, we don't even need to get into it. But when your brain is in that state where the water's just not flowing, you're just kind of you're watching something, but it's like almost like you're observing yourself out. You know what I'm talking about, Sag. That's the kind of energy that I'm getting with this Eight of Cups. If it feels like that there's been no new stimuli as of late, it's just been this, energy's just been kind of same old, kind of routine, or just like nothing's really going down. I feel like with the Fool card here, it's time to shake some stuff up, to really start getting those gears turning again, however that looks. If that's, getting on, maybe we're picking up, watching some courses on YouTube or something, because there's a lot of free resources out there. Maybe we want to go to the library, maybe get back into some reading. Even just, Sagittarius, one way to get this knowledge, this information, learning about yourselves and the depths and all of that stuff, even just something as simple as just like getting outside more. This could even be where just seeing how this guy's out here harvesting. You don't got to go out there and, tend to a farm, but just getting out there, getting some air, just getting this energy moving, because that's something too. Sometimes we can lose that spark for learning, for growth, if we've just been if the energy's been kind of stagnant. Maybe we've been gotten off our routine, maybe work has been really busy and we haven't had a chance to get out or maybe get any kind of rest, anything along those lines. But just this energy does give me, just for some of us, that let's get this energy flowing again. Let's get the cycles. Let's start setting some intentions, some excitement, and that's not to say you haven't been growing up until now, Sag, but it just something feels like there's like some excitement, or just that maybe things have gotten a little monotonous. But the Priestess, she's represented by the Moon, and the Moon is probably I'd say the Moon is the busiest luminary in the, that's going down in the heavens there. And I feel like that it's, getting yourself busy, let's do some Yeah, just I'm getting a lot of that, Sagittarius. I feel like I'm about to get on a record here. So maybe that's something too. Maybe someone's been kind of cracking down on you, been like, Sagittarius, when you gonna get moving? But just something to think about there, Sagittarius. Because when you work on this stuff, I mean, let's switch gears a little bit, because I do feel like for some others, another thing, just thinking about with the Knight of Discs popping up here, how I was talking about with like being an author and like a teacher and things along those lines. If this is something you've been thinking about, maybe you've been wanting to write a book or anything along those lines, I feel like let's get that stuff manifesting. Let's trust that inner voice, especially if that's been something that's been kind of nagging at you here as of late. Because the Knight of Discs, this is the King of Pentacles. The Knight of Discs, he's one that he's just an abundant figure. He wants everyone to, this is Virgo's card. He rules the first two decans of Virgo and the last of Leos. And anything that's going to enrich his environment, everyone, not just him raise his vibration, but raise everyone else's vibration as well. Because he didn't just plant this harvest here, tend to this crop just for him to just enjoy. This is for the soul tribe to enjoy, and to bask in this and to celebrate in this effort that he's done. So just another thing to think about that, Sagittarius, just if we've been kind of sitting on that idea, and maybe we've been maybe we've been ignoring or either we've been ignoring the signals, or maybe we've been feeling restricted in some senses. And if that's the case, even just maybe maybe doing some research, maybe hitting up a Knight of Pentacles or Knight of Discs type, someone to help you get this ideas moving along. But just a lot to think about in this library time. So take these moments, these questions, ask yourself, especially if that's been resonating with you, what's the next cycle looking like? What can we manifest? And then trust that intuition, see where it's trying to lead this fool here. So all right, Sag, I like that. It got my brain got my brain cooking there. I hope you got a little nugget of wisdom out of that. All right, let's get another oracle on the mix here. All right, let's see what else we have here. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so you got the second card of Geminis here, which is the Rings card. And with these rings, this is a card of contracts, agreements, bonds, strong connections, unions, partner, counterpart, lovers, telepathy, like-minded people, committed partner, engaged, interconnected, and soulmate. And so, okay, so I see we're checking out of the library here, which that's totally fine. Let's talk about a little bit of love there. If we are looking for love, this energy does feel like that maybe, interesting. If we are looking for love, and maybe for some of you, if we've been if this is your person, or if this is, like, let's say you've had like your eye on somebody and you've been, I don't know, maybe you've been just kind of like, should I, shouldn't I? This energy here, the Fool, the High Priestess, I feel like let's just give it a try. Because here's the thing, worst case, they say no. And now and now that at least that'll keep you from staying in this cycle of not moving, where things have slowed down. Because if we, hopefully you can't, that siren's not too loud there, Sag. But if we stay in this place of like second guessing, or that place of uncertainty, is like, what, do they like me, do they not? If we drag our feet, then we're just dragging a situation along, and you get what I'm saying, Sagittarius. If we drag this thing on too long, the opportunity, I don't want to say it'll close out per se, but it just, we gotta, why wait? You know, especially if something in you, it just feels right. And again, if it fails, that's okay. When one door opens, another one closes. But if anything, what did you learn from that? You know, that gives you a sense of like, oh, you weren't sure about confidence. It shows you, if anything, you got a confidence booster from that, because, you know, you can do it. You rose up. So just something to think about with that. And if not, maybe there's someone that's maybe had their eye on you, Sagittarius. So be kind of keeping a lookout there. But I also kind of feel with this gives me very kind of strong lovers vibes, and up in the tarot. And, you know, the lovers, where yes, they can deal with love. It also talks about that like connection to me with higher self. That's almost like your higher self kind of winking at you. And, you know, this energy, just I really feel like, especially if things have been feeling a little stale or a little slow and, you know, hasn't been moving, this feels like, you know, really connecting with that inner voice and seeing where things are trying to go next, you know, and see and follow down that path, see where it leads you. You know, pay attention to the signs. You know, if you've been thinking about opening a library, and maybe we've been seeing like openings for like showings, maybe for like spaces, or like, you know, rentals, or, you know, there's like a great deal for something, or, you know, like little signs like that. Maybe you've been seeing libraries kind of pop up all over the place, or books just scattered. You know, pay attention to those signals. They really come out of left field there. It's really kind of incredible. But let's get a little bit more on these rings and find out what's going on with this contract here. And, you know, just even thinking about that, just talking about contracts, because maybe this energy, maybe some of us might be waiting on some kind of contract or something along those lines. And maybe things are moving a little bit slower than we would like. And this could be maybe we're, you know, contracts with like a business or something, or maybe we're waiting to hear back from someone. I feel like that if there's nothing else, let's say for, you know, if it's whatever, if that's something that's resonating with you, if that's something that you're waiting on and there's nothing that we can do about this at the moment, then I feel like, you know, don't stress over this. If that's something that's resonating with you, kind of popped in my head. But let me get some. I see we're just going to be talking a lot today. Let's get some more on this. I'm in my Gemini energy a lot, apparently. Okay. Okay. Dope. Okay. Ha! There you are, Sag. I love it. So you got one of your cards here, your main card, the art card here. And then we got the Two of Wands, the Knight of Cups, and then the Four of Wands. And so really, for some of you, I really am getting this kind of strong signal here of just like manifesting. You know, there's, with the art card, because that's interesting that, you know, I would talk about the lovers here with this second card of Gemini, because where the lovers is like the alchemical marriage, this is like the honeymoon. This is where the creation is happening, you know, where those opposite forces are kind of come together and have merged. And this really is coming out for me, for some of you, really to start just creating more, whether this be for a business or just even just something for, you know, whether for business or for you. Let's start doing some manifestation. Let's start taking these, I don't know, like it's like if you have any skills that you know about, or just like just any things along those lines, let's pursue that stuff, because the Knight of Cups, this is the King of Cups. And the Knight of Cups in this deck is very passionate about his ideas. You know, he represents, the peacock down here represents the brilliance of the ocean, and then this crab represents his strength. And I feel like that this is saying, you know, take the brilliance of your ideas. Let's present this stuff. Let's manifest this thing, and let's. Because really, you got a lot of, even with these, like both of these cards are Aries cards. And there's something that I feel like you get this thing started, there's going to be a celebration here, you know, something that you're going to feel really good. I feel like getting this thing off of the ground here. But also, even just thinking with that, you know, while we're kind of on the thing of love here, and, you know, while we're talking about the honeymoon phase, maybe some of us, and act surprised if we are, you know, but maybe some of us, maybe there might be a proposal, or maybe we might be planning a proposal, or, you know, planning to pop the question. And if that's something we've been dragging our feet on, I feel like, you know, let's Knight of Cups, let's get it moving. You've been Knight of Discs for a while. Let's trust our feelings here, and go out there and do that. But I like that, you know, like just really thinking about that. So that's something too. Like, and listen, if we're in a relationship, and maybe if we got like maybe like hints that someone might be proposing, act surprised. You know, come on, you know, Sag. But okay, I think that's everything out of there. I hope you're getting all these nuggets here. For, you know, the energy's hot right now, and I feel like that something big is going down, Sag. If this is not a union between you and a person, I feel like this is definitely going to be a union between you and your higher self. So let's get one more card on the mix here. Interesting. Okay. Huh. So you got the 8th card of Scorpios here, which is the Empty Nest card. And with this card, this is a card of moving on, no one home, cycle completion, emptiness, final endings, beginnings, the void, vacant, separation, making adjustments, lonely, new life, and graduating. And this is a very interesting little adventure here, Sag, because it's like it's almost like you started out in college, we got married, and now we're in like now things kind of got weird. Either the kids have flew the nest, or we're, you know, but with this card, you know, it almost feels like maybe some of us have just, maybe this, not sure however long, Sag, but maybe this has just been, however, maybe this last cycle, you know, maybe since the beginning of the year, maybe the last few months. But maybe there's just been a lot that's been going down for you. And maybe this energy might be too, maybe for some of us to kind of slow down a little bit. If maybe it's been kind of rush. It's been like, maybe we've gotten just in a new relationship, you know, maybe it might have been where we might be in school, might be, if you got like a lot on your plate right now, this to me almost feels like that. Take a moment and celebrate a cycle being closed for a second. Just like, because the cycle completion, and even like the 4 of Wands, this is a card of completion. You know, taking moments to not just like, to appreciate, you know, these, like any sort of milestones that come in your life, you know, whether they be a new relationship, maybe you're graduating or doing maybe you're working towards schools, or maybe you're opening up a school, but maybe maybe kids have graduated, whatever this is looking like. Making sure that we are just taking a moment and just like acknowledging that, like, okay, this is going down, we're ending here, and this, you know, the cycle, and, you know, just taking pause for each of these cycles. And I hope that this is making sense. But I also feel like that there's some sort of, for some others, there's this energy of starting up something new. You know, maybe we've just gotten with got finished up with a chapter in our journey, and now maybe we're figuring out, you know, what does that look like? What is that next thing? And, you know, I almost feel like even when we got a question like that as well, don't even just now the energy's kind of, we're slowing down a little bit, because maybe there's been like a pressure to get this figured out maybe right now, because that's like, it feels strange that even as all over the place as I can be, this energy, even like how I'm going about this, feels a little aggressive. So it's like, if that's something too that maybe we've been just really kind of churning, you know, maybe doing some research as far as like, crap, what do I like doing? You know, what does that mean? Blah, blah, blah. maybe I feel maybe that's something too. Let's slow down a little bit. Let's get grounded with this Knight of Disc, and let's trust our heart. You know, really listen to that intuition, listen to that inner voice, and see where that energy is trying to guide you. And when we ask ourselves those internal questions and really start just pausing and listening to the answers and how the body responds to that, then things really start opening up there, Sagittarius. The answers, come to the surface, just, with that, how this card is Scorpio energy. But let's get some tarot on this. All right, Sagittarius, last little bit here. I was looking at one of Aquarius's cards. But you have the last little bit here. You have the Five of Discs, the Five of Discs, the Prince of Cups, the Nine of Cups, and then we have the Chariot here. And you know what? Let's switch back over here, Sag, because it really does kind of feel like that maybe, because we really went through the journey here, Sag. And if we're worried about what the next steps are, or not, if been kind of feeling maybe this, because this card can be a little tough sometimes, even just this emptiness. If we've been feeling maybe kind of alone in that, we're not sure what we want to create or anything along those lines. The Prince of Cups, Scorpio's card, or one of Scorpio's cards. The Prince of Cups he's the type that tends to keep things bottled up sometimes, and I don't feel like it's not that you don't want anyone to know. It's just like I feel like that it's like you feel like you can handle it, or that you have to handle it, or that if you don't have it figured out right now, then that you're, might feel some kind of way. But don't keep this stuff bottled up, because we're all thinking about this stuff. There are moments in the journey where things are going smooth. We've been moving along, Chariot, and then we hit a bump in the road. But then this allows us to ask, like when we hit those bumps, because the Chariot card is Cancerian energy, and then you got their ruler, the moon. They're both about reflection. One of the big aspects. My sun sign's in Cancer. Let me tell you, reflecting all the time. And when we're thinking about those cycles and what we want to do next, the question's always, an easy one is, what makes you happy? What would fill up all your cups at this time? Are we thinking about career's sake? Are we wanting to do just some like self-improvement? Maybe we want to get outside more, whatever, change diet. Maybe we want to get in touch with our spirituality, focus on that aspect. But ask yourself, just where are we feeling in any kind of imbalance? And that's where the focus can be, but try not to let this, because this almost feels like there's this almost like an overwhelming sense. It's interesting, Sag, definitely take it as it resonates, but I feel like this is definitely something where, especially if you feel like you're alone in this or anything along those lines, no, you are not even a little bit. We are all figuring this thing out, and we're all going to raise that vibration together there, Sag. And it's something that it takes a little time. It's a journey with this Chariot for sure, but it's one. When you think about what we're trying to attract here, because look at that, we went from 8 of Cups here, now we graduated. Now we're at 9 of Cups. We're getting closer. We start focusing on those things, getting towards that. That's how we get to that Zen place. That's how we get to that win. So, all right, I think I'm gonna leave that there, Sag. And yeah, sorry for that little slip up there. I tell you, sentences have been a struggle, especially this last little bit. I thought okay, we're getting closer to the, Mercury's about to go direct here soon, but then we got the shadow, so it would settle in probably at least to the end of the month. But nature, my problem. But Give this a thumbs up if anything resonated with you. Help get this message around, and share this. If you know someone, maybe they're might be processing life a lot. There might be a lot going on. Maybe there's a marriage. Maybe we're thinking about a whole bunch of things. But share this definitely, Sag, and subscribe. Hit that bell. It's like, what else do we do? Subscribe. Hit that bell button. You get notified when I do these videos each week, and then. What better thing to do, while we're, thinking about cycles and things. I've been on this meditation app for a number of years now, and it's called Insight Timer. And I created a group on there called Zodiacs Raising the Vibration. And it's just a group to drop like positive affirmations, encouraging messages, talk about your journey of self-discovery and any kind of things to just let others know that, yeah, hey, we're figuring this out together. We're trying to figure out what we want to create in this world, but, trying to get balanced. And then, over time as it grows, definitely want to start doing some like group meditations. And definitely the priestess and I have been talking about some ideas, and this is just a fun old thing. So, but all that information is in the description box, Sag. And then lastly, not that you need any tickets, but you got like the hottest tickets in the house to come on over to my other channel, The Chariot and Friends. But if you have any Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, you probably wouldn't have, you wouldn't have it in your Venus, but Sun, Moon, Rising, wherever, maybe your Saturn, come on over to my channel, The Chariot and Friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. We discuss, absolutely talk about lunar shenanigans. It's a good old time. And all that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here so I can get you out of here. And interesting. Okay, so last little bit. We got the Three of Swords here. And while I'm going to shuffle for your oracle cards, but with the Three of Swords, this can be a tough card. This can be a card of like melancholy, depression, sadness, sorrow. It's getting into a place where, especially, because maybe we got out of a breakup and we're not sure, just like, let me shuffle for your cards. Maybe we got out of a breakup, or whatever might just have us in a lower vibration right now. When you think about the Three of Swords, the interesting thing about this card, this is Saturn in Libra. And Saturn is exalted in Libra. And I bring that up to say that Saturn, sure, is, the planet of restrictions and limitations, karma. He can come across like a hard ass. But especially in this instance, when we work on finding balance, on finding harmony, on just like discovering ourselves and figure out what we can do, absolutely get eyes on these problems here and make these adjustments in life and get that harmony, then things start becoming a lot clearer, where we can go, where this life's journey is trying to take us, why these things happen, it all just starts to make sense, Sag, over the cycles. But I will say, just while you're going through this, just thinking with that, just because this is definitely an evil eye going on here, make sure that you're protecting your energies as well, that if we feel like we're ever in like a vulnerable state or anything along those lines, just surround yourself with love and that people that are going to support you and in all of that, Sag. So, all right, I think I'm gonna leave that roller coaster there because yeah, that was a journey. So I hope you found little nuggets of wisdom in there. But you stay safe out there. With all this stuff, maybe even with this busy life that you're leading right now, whatever's going down, stay safe. And if we're feeling kind of down, if we're feeling maybe kind of low energy, fill up those cups, raise that vibration through the roof. And I will catch you on the next one. Later.